So this is a very serious topic, which I'm not gonna just go into uh, for too long. But I mean, it is 9:20 p.m. on the East Coast, and boy, howdy, we have we got one for you. So, like it says, uh, all right. So, I was maybe 18, 19, or 20 years old at the time, and I was with this, I was dating this guy, one of my friends that I went to high school with. That was the air heater going off because it's freaking cold. Let's see how cold it is. Where are we? In Wachula. It's 45 degrees. Um, but anywho. Okay. So I was 18, 19, or 20 at the time. I'm not really sure, but um, I was in the living room of uh, of said boyfriend's house, and I'm sitting on the couch. There's the one side of the house garage door, or door that leads to the garage. Then you have another wall TV, couch, TV, then then the kitchen, um, sort of like an island bar type of thing on that side. So I'm sitting on the couch now, eating cereal. My boyfriend at the time was in his room on the computer. My boyfriend's brother and his stepbrother, little stepbrother, they were both in the garage doing whatnot. I get up to go get another bowl of cereal, and I'm sitting there eating. So I get up, go to the kitchen, then all of a sudden I hear the engine roaring, and Carl, no, no, no. And what felt like the entire house was like just got hit by a train. Well, above the doorway that leads to the garage, because they're from South Africa and they collect South African and African art. Well, above the door is this, what is it? What do they call it? It was like a leather shield and spear, about maybe 4 foot long spear. So it starts, the house starts to shake, and I hear, no, Carl, don't. The truck goes into the house. The spear that was on the wall goes right through the couch that I was sitting at. I'm freaking out. I'm hiding. I like fall to the floor. Broken cereal bowl ball, cereal on the floor, and my heart's racing and stuff like that. And I look up and I'm looking around the house, and the you can see like there's a crack on that wall. And Mike, my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend at the time, runs out of the bedroom. What the hell was that? And I'm like, I don't know. And he runs into the garage, and Carl is screaming, and Victor is screaming, And I look up, and right where I was sitting on the couch was the spear sticking straight out of the couch. I'm like, what? Holy Kanigi. That's crazy. I could have died, bro. I think after that they called his parents, and basically what was going on was Victor was sitting in the passenger seat, Carl, little tiny, like 10 years old or something, like right into the house. So like that spear is exactly where I was sitting and sticking straight out of the couch. I could have died. So that was near-death experience number one. The second one was actually in the Army. I was climbing up the Victory Tower and rappelling downwards. I fell 20 feet, maybe, okay, between 12 and 20 feet straight down. I don't really remember much that day or any other details whatsoever about that because I got the wind knocked out of me. But so that was near-death experience number two. But I woke up in the hospital with neck brace on, and I can't remember, it was like some kind of device. It wasn't the ones that had like the screws in your head, but it was like one that you couldn't move, and it just like kind of went over your face and head, but it wasn't the screws or anything like that. So that was near-death experience number two. The third one where I actually died was when I was pregnant and they found out that I had lost the baby. So that I ended up doing a DNC. The first near-death experience, the second one was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, on they call it the Victory Tower. I don't know, but and they told my ex-husband at the time that, we're having we had some complications. She's bleeding out, but we're trying to get her to, we're trying to stop the bleeding, this, that, and the other. But what I remember of that day was going into the hospital to get the procedure done, and then just like this warm light, and I'm sitting and looking at my body on the slab, and as I look to like the right, I noticed like two guys, and then a guy that looked like my cousin, and a couple of other people. And then I look around, I'm like, who are all these people? And then I remember them like taking the child, like this little ball, taking the child, and then them walking away. It was kind of weird. I don't know. But when I woke up from that procedure, I remember my ex-husband at the time, my husband at the time, but my ex-husband, my first ex-husband at the time, he was like, well, you actually died. You were dead for a few minutes. They couldn't get the bleeding to stop, and you kind of like bled out. How are you feeling right now? And I'm like, I have a really bad headache, and I don't feel good around my heart and my stomach. And he said, well, everything went okay. It's called a DNC or something. Um, and you know, you're fine. So, well, I don't know. Uh, so, because I was just thinking about this, I was thinking about like my life in a whole perspective of that Coco's been gone, and February, so January, February, March, April, January, February, March, right? January, February, March, April. So give or take, in a couple more months, April 25th, Coco, April 25th of this year, Coco will have passed a year now. And I was thinking, well, you know, I've been traveling and doing all this stuff for almost 3 years now, because I left Chris in 2002, or was it 2000? Yeah, 2002, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. So it'd be 3 years since I left Chris. And wow. So I'm doing this for 3 years. And these near, you know, I'm thinking driving on the way up here, because I just left North Fort Myers and now I'm here in Wauchula, Florida. And I was thinking, I was like, damn, man. I was like, I've almost done this for 3 years solo. Coco will be gone 1 year. And thinking about these near-death experiences, it was like, I have not been so grateful to have a life, to be living, to be sitting right here in this little home, wah, 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 to be sitting at this in this little home, sitting here. You know, I'm alive, you're watching this, and I'm sitting here telling you this story about 2 times I almost died, and one time I did die, but I came back, and now I'm here telling you guys about it. So that's crazy. So it's like, we have to be grateful, even though you've never, maybe you out there have not had a near-death experience or whatnot, or maybe you have, and maybe you're several years down the line, you know, like kind of like where I am at. So let's say if that did happen when I was 19 and I'm 45 now, so nearly half my life, you know, like, or more than half my life. And just recently, I just figured out, like, you know, I'm grateful to have a life. I'm grateful to be alive. And I'm grateful that I'm here, that I have this chance to tell you guys that I almost died. Like, I almost died. You know, but we should be grateful to be alive. We should be grateful for the things that we have, even though those are just things and material. It doesn't really matter, you know. But um, the people on it are important, and some responsibilities. And what I mean by that is that if you have a dog or a cat or even a goldfish, that's a responsibility of their life that you're bringing into yourself. So, you know, everything has a chance and you know, everything that's alive has that chance to live, and you should take care of it. You should take care of your things, whatever, because any of those things can be taken away, right? But on the other spectrum of this is that we are here. You and I are here today. Hi, how are you? We're here today, and we're in each other's life, so to speak. And I'm grateful for you being here so that you can watch this. And I'm grateful for my life being here and telling you the story of the tale. Oh, shit. Uh, but I guess in the, I guess, I don't know what I'm going to say. I guess just be happy that you're alive, even though it seems like shit, but it's only shit for that time, for a little bit. I mean, shit comes up, crap comes up, problems come up. Everything can be solved. And I'm guilty, totally guilty of freaking out. But, you know, I've learned that you should be able to cry, to scream, to get mad, to get depressed for 24 hours. That's it. 4 hours to worry about whatever problem that is, right? The rest of the time, you need to figure out a way to solve that problem. And every problem has some sort of solution, you know? So it's going to be okay. I promise. Cross my heart. Hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. Ah. But yeah, I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking about almost days that I almost had in my life, and pretty scary shit. I don't even know if my mom remembers that story at Michael Ruth's house. Probably shouldn't say name on here, but fuck it. It was a bag anyway. Uh, yeah. So near-death experiences, which are pretty crazy and whatnot. But so yeah, that's about it, really. But yeah, thank you for watching and stopping by. Getting ready to go to bed. I got my little jammy jams on, and I think it's like 47 degrees outside. What does it say? 45. It's 45 degrees here in Wauchula. So I hope that you guys get some good sleeps wherever you may. If you're on the West Coast, coming to your town soon, so be ready for that. Yeah, so many projects. Saw an airboat ride tour thing on the way up here, or on the way here. So I figure that might be interesting to do. Let's see how we can do that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope that you get some sleeps. Stay warm out there. It's gonna be a cold one, you know what I'm saying. So, all right. Well, for those of you who watch this later on, put in the comment section your near-death experiences, what you learn. Right? See you later. Hey, remember, Aunt loves you. Bye. Trash. Right. Bye.